and this is 9 on the Positive Side, WNCT show with only good news. Thank you so much for joining us this weekend. I'm Courtney Courtright. Here's a look at what's coming up. The North Carolina Zoo is welcoming a new addition, and after more than 100,000 responses, we know its name. Plus,
my dad went as a photographer. This was the last race he shot, and so that's why this car has always been significant to me.
a collection that holds sweet memories ahead, how a love of racing fueled a passion for capturing moments. If reading and animals and giving back is your thing, well, here's a chance to do all three. The Pitt County Animal Shelter Buddies Reading Program is back. It's such a sweet program. Children ages 6 to 15 can sign up each week to read to the dogs and cats in the shelter.
The shelter can be a stressful environment, so we really try to promote enrichment opportunities that are going to help them get out of the shelter or at least be interacted with when they're inside the shelter. And with the kids coming in and just being able to have that one-on-one time, it can really be beneficial for them.
You can read to them Tuesday and Thursday afternoons from 1:30 to 3:30. A link to sign up for the Shelter Buddies Reading Program is over on our website for you at WNCT.com. Let's take you to Havelock now. A man there is getting a lot of attention on TikTok. He says it's because of his cats that you see right here. Dylan Button and his cats, River and Forest, have more than 1.7 million followers. He said he started making videos 3 years ago during quarantine. He says his cats' personalities made him go viral.
He just did this expressive face one day. I was like, huh. So I went on the filters on TikTok, and that was that. That's how Forrest became, I guess, TikTok famous. I do satire, something very creative, like little dance videos with my cats. I do the photo crop with Forrest, so he open his mouth and stuff.
So much fun, and love the cat backpack too. Button says he loves creating videos and making his followers laugh. He plans on making content with his cats as long as he can. Making sure everyone can go kayaking, that's the goal of the Adaptive Surf Project. And look at everyone go. This was the organization's first kayaking day at Beaufort Paddle. The Adaptive Surf Project gives people with disabilities the chance to enjoy water activities. Usually the group hosts surfing events. However, they thought it'd be fun to add kayaking into the mix here.
We love our beaches, but we have so many more opportunities for water access around here. And I know a lot of our participants would like to be able to get out more frequently, and kayaking just kind of made the next, the most sense as the next step to kind of check out.
Chadwick says they're always looking for volunteers if anyone is interested in getting involved. And check this out. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, the North Carolina Aquarium at Fort Fisher has a new habitat you can explore. It's called Caribbean Corals. Not only does it have corals, of course, but also fish and other species. And just so you know, the aquarium is open every day from 9 in the morning until 5 in the evening. Tickets are around $13 for ages 13 and up. It's around $11 for those 3 to 12. Children ages 2 and under get in free. Now let's go to South Carolina now. Take a look at this. An event planner in South Carolina spotted some dolphins swimming off the coast of Myrtle Beach. There's about 5 of them or so. You can see them there breaching through the water. Experts say bottlenose dolphins are often seen swimming in the waters near Myrtle Beach. And we know the name of the baby giraffe at the North Carolina Zoo. This is Sven. He's 4 weeks old and 220 pounds. And did we mention adorable? The zoo asked people to pick out his name. They gave 6 options, and after more than 100,000 responses, Fen is the winner. Now, his name does have special meaning. It honors the founders of the Giraffe Conservation Foundation. We know there are great things happening where you live. Do you know someone inspiring or making a difference? Send your story ideas to newsdesk@WNCT.com. You can also reach out to me on Facebook or over on Twitter. Houses hold special memories. Next, how one woman is capturing that on paper. You see it right there. And later.
Every time I come up here, I hope she finds them.
This dog isn't digging up holes for fun. What her owner trained her to do to help people find what they're missing. A North Carolina woman has found a talent to help people honor homes they hold dear and near to their hearts. As Chad Tucker explains, it all started by chance.
Some jobs bring stress. This is not one of them.
Elizabeth Myers is stress-free and bringing it home.
The house portraits are what put me on the map, and it just blew up so quick from there.
From once helping people smile as a dental assistant
I feel like everybody was surprised.
to today smiling at the memories
Exactly.
she's capturing for folks in these watercolor portraits of homes.
I 100% surprised myself.
This talent is new to her.
All the glory goes to God for this,
Yes, she taught herself to do this.
which I think that's what's cool. You never know till you try.
She started with flowers and places, like her grandmother's home.
Yeah, exactly.
And then everyone wanted one too.
A home is where families can enjoy one another's company, make memories, laugh, and those are things that if you're like me, you remember those for a lifetime, and they mean a lot to you.
She's now sent out hundreds
It's just fun for me.
for people all across the country and overseas. And she doesn't even have a website. It's all done from her Instagram account.
And if you'd asked me when I started the dental assisting program that 5 years later I would be quitting my job as a dental assistant to do this full time, I would be like, no way. No way.
Proving there is talent hidden in all of us. We just have to look for it. And for many, it's close to home.
No matter what that is, it's fun making a paper go from nothing to something. And at the end of it, just being able to look at it and think I created that. It's so humbling.
In High Point. Looking for Roy's folks.
It's really rewarding.
Chad Tucker, Fox 8 News.
It's memories, it's a special thing to people.
Her work is really beautiful. If you want to see more of Elizabeth's paintings, all you have to do is go to her Instagram that you're seeing right here. It's e.hollanddesigns. This 87-year-old has been perfecting his craft his entire life. He says he's not stopping anytime soon. George Smith has been working at Edgecombe Furniture in Greenville for 70 years, and as you can imagine, he says a lot has changed since then. He felt God placed him right where he was meant to be.
I started in 1953. I was 17. Number one, I love what I do. I enjoy coming to work. I love the people I work for. Just as long as I can work and ride my bike, I'm planning to do it.
He started working, he says, when he started working, he says he was paid just 75 cents, making $30 a week. And we have Smith's full story on WNCT.com under our features tab. The hardest thing about growing up may be getting rid of all of those toys along the way. A man from Charlotte is adding to that collection that he started as a kid. As John Lee explains, his passion is fueled by sweet racing memories.
Life comes at you fast.
A lot of cars have a story.
The pace is enough to almost knock your socks off. Charlie Haywood fights for pole position in a race to remember some of auto racing's greatest moments.
We have those memories connected to them.
In the comfort of home, he balances the need for speed with the need to feel like a kid again.
Anything with an engine.
His address might as well be Penske Way.
Trevor Bain cars up here, those are from his Daytona 500 win.
Let's cut to the Chase Elliott. Charlie's memorabilia includes some 2,000 die-cast vehicles.
It's a really cool car.
It makes him reminisce about Ryan Blaney's wild 2018 finish at the Bank of America Roval 400 here in Charlotte.
That was awesome.
It takes me back to that moment. Like, I can feel myself, the emotion that I felt.
The autographed Joey Logano car commemorates a run at Rockingham.
My dad went as a photographer. This was the last race he shot, and so that's why this car has always been significant to me.
He grew up seeing the sport through his daddy's lens.
So that's really where the passion comes from.
4 years ago, the fanatic found another gear.
I'm just trying to capture different angles.
Like his father, the Charlotte grad loves photography. He shares images of his collection as UNCC Diecast Boy on Instagram.
You kind of educate them a little bit about history, I guess, and so it's always nice. Sometimes people, teach me things.
With so many collectibles, there are always plenty of photo ops. The entire apartment, including this racing simulator, is a celebration of life in the fast lane. But it's what we found upstairs that took us on a stroll down memory lane. Up in his closet, there's a small box that might as well be a time machine.
2011 and 2012 season. So the first one we have here is the David Reagan Where's Waldo car.
As a child, he let the good times roll. Notice how he meticulously arranges them on his desk.
I always had the cars in the rug, while the race is on TV, I'm racing down here.
The diecast diehard hasn't outgrown them yet, and each car is a snapshot of his checkered flag past. In Charlotte, John Lee.
Next, a local disc golf player has his eyes on a big prize where his talents are taking him. And a little later.
Am I surprised? I'm surprised every single day by just how beautiful this place is.
Still ahead, a place where you can always have a spot at the table, no matter the circumstance. A local disc golf player is getting ready to go to the Junior World Championships. This is fourth grader Bentley Nyman. He qualified for Worlds by winning a local disc golf tournament. He's been playing for about a year now or so and says he picked it up from his dad, and it's easy for you to try out too.
You don't have to have a basket or anything like that. Just get a few discs and you can go out into your yard and just throw. Even if it's small, you don't have to play competitive, but you can just play it for fun.
The big championship coming up next month is in Illinois. Nyman is asking for donations to help pay for his trip to Worlds. His GoFundMe link is over on our website under the online originals on WNCT.com. And it's no secret, some dogs love to dig and sometimes they find things buried in the backyard. A dog in West Virginia is using her skills to sniff out what some disc golf players lose. Annalise Murphy introduces us to Daisy.
Every day, rain or shine, Kelly Mason and Daisy walk about 5 miles through Grandview Park. On these daily walks, Daisy sometimes goes on an adventure of her own and returns with a souvenir.
Daisy, my yellow Labrador retriever, has a nose for finding discs. We will be walking through the park and her nose will go up. She can smell them. And she just goes off. She could go off 30 weeds through the Malta florosa, the high weeds, and here she comes with the disc.
Daisy started retrieving Frisbee golf discs about 3 years ago, and since she's found about 140 of them and has no plans of stopping anytime soon. Mason says when her pup first started doing this, she was both shocked and proud.
Every time I come up here, I hope she finds them. I mean, sometimes she'll find 3 or 4 a day, and then she'll go 3 or 4 weeks without finding any. So it's whenever her nose is busy, she finds them.
But what is there to do with all of Daisy's trophies? Grandview Park and Mason teamed up to create a program called Daisy's Discs.
Normally when park staff finds them, we have our park guests find them. All of them are turned into the barn area. Some discs that have names on them, the park calls them, and people are able to come and pick them up. During that time, they can make a donation to Daisy's Discs, and that money will fund the Marshall County Animal Rescue League. If discs are found and there's no name on them, and we've had them for a long period of time, and nobody has claimed them, the park will sell them for a very low amount, and that money will go back into the disc golf course.
Helping others makes Daisy truly a good girl.
She loves all people and she loves dogs, and she lives with 3 cats. She loves cats. She's a lover.
Grandview Park's just lucky to have a dog like Daisy walking on the trails and walking around the courses to make sure that property gets back to their owners, and that's a cool thing. We have a lot of people that make sure that happens, and it's nice to have an animal that's making sure that happens.
Daisy also brought her best friend Zoe with her. They met each other at just 12 weeks old at their obedience training class and have been inseparable since.
And that was Annalise Murphy reporting. A lesson in kindness and caring for others. Next, a look inside this cafe that's more than just a place to eat. As most restaurants struggled through the pandemic, there's one that thrived and not on a model most people would think. Businesses are designed to make money. Bob Buckley introduces us to the owners of an eatery who discovered if you focus on the right things, the money you need will be there.
What would happen if you served love on warm toast to anyone who needed it, regardless of whether they could pay, and did it all with a smile and a hug? Would you be a restaurant, a therapy clinic, or just something unique?
Yeah, that's for 28.
That's what they've been doing down at a place at the table for more than 5 years now.
It has been a wild ride.
Ooh, wild ride. It still is every day.
Nice math.
Nice math, right?
When Maggie Kane opened this place in downtown Raleigh in January of 2018, she had no idea what was coming.
Definitely.
About 100,000 restaurants did not survive the pandemic.
Yeah.
How did you guys survive?
Yeah, you would think we wouldn't have survived. Our whole business model changed. It got flipped on its head, and we ended up, obviously, like most restaurants, closing and just doing curbside.
They went from serving 100 people a day to 450, all for free, mostly with the help of donations.
Looks a whole lot different than it did last time we were here. I mean, what is it, twice the size?
Yeah, twice the size.
They're back to their original model, asking people to pay what they can.
50% of our diners pay the suggested price and more, and pay it forward, right? And 50% of our diners pay less, volunteer, or use a place card, which is a full meal for someone in this community.
Because when we did this story 5 years ago, your goal was 80-20.
It was 80-20, not anymore, baby.
This place is just different, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Nate Blackman is among the 5 or 6 dozen people who volunteer each day to earn their meals.
I need one of those large to-go trays. Been here 5 years.
He's from just down the road in Benson.
I tell people it's the McDonald's you stop at on the way to the beach.
That's probably exactly right.
There you go.
But this place
Oh yeah, how are you? I'm good, how are you? I'm great.
is now his home.
Hey hon, how are you? I like to bust tables because I love to talk to people and find out how they are and that type of stuff. And I'm not really a smart person, but I've got a lot of wisdom. I tell people I've been homeless 5 years, and it's like 2 master's degrees.
The constant affirmation he gets here is his therapy.
I feel good whenever I leave here. I come here just about every day.
And that's how a cafe turned into something of a clinic.
Is there a tension between blending those?
Oh yeah, we're reminded every single day. We call this, I think restaurants are chaotic anyway. We call ours beautiful chaos.
Because that open sign is about more than just hours. It's a culture. Bob Buckley.
Truly is special. You can just feel it coming through the screen. All right, one more last thing before we go. It's just too cute not to show you. Kittens visiting the Mall of America in Minnesota. There they are. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us.